Folks, this is the third time that I have filmed this video. The first time I set up some nice studio lighting and I thought it looked really cool, but then I picked an eye booger and I looked at the eye booger. Okay, so I decided I'm gonna film it again. So I went out into the woods, you know, get a little more on brand for myself. And during that time, that was really cool because somebody recognized me from the Flat Trails show.
It's like for the first time I saw you 2 weeks ago.
That's the coolest thing. It was nice to meet you, folks.
You too.
But I unplugged my lav mic and the audio is just insane. It's awful. It's basically my recorder was in my pocket, so you can hear every little movement, and it was just awful. So I'm here in the closet office amongst the guitars, and we're just gonna go from here. So let's start off with my camera. I'm using the Sony A7iii. Does everything I need and then some. I'm using the Tamron 17-28 lens. It's an f2.8, and this stays on my camera while the camera's on the gimbal. I'm using Moment ND, and I'm using a Black Pro mist filter. The mic is the Sony ECM bunch of numbers. Don't know what it is, but it hooks into the hot shoe, so there's no cables, which is really nice because I broke my headphone jack on here anyway. The gimbal is the Ronin S. Let's see, I film in 24 frames a second if I am shooting non-slow motion. My slow motion stuff is either 60 or 120p. When I get to a point of interest on the trail, I usually like to throw the Sony 50mm f1.8 on my camera, and that just helps get some detail shots, kind of isolates the background a little better with this longer focal length and the, exceptionally open aperture of 1.8. When I am hiking a mountain though, I do not bring the gimbal. The gimbal stays home, and I use my friggin' camera strap with the Zeiss 24-70 f4. If I'm bringing a small tripod, it's going to be the Manfrotto Pixie or the Switch Pod, which is what I have my Sony A6400 on, which is filming me now. That's kind of it for my main camera. I use a GoPro Hero 7. This is like a huge part of my kit. Love this thing. Keep it in this silicone sleeve so that I can pop it in my mouth for some POV stuff like this. And so if I'm riding my motorcycle or driving or whatever, it's a quick way to get a sweet POV shot. And I use this all the time for like underwater shots. I like to shoot up at myself as I'm walking over the water. You know, just unique things that you can only use a GoPro for. So I feel like that's a crucial part of my kit. Let's move on to the drone. It's the DJI Mavic Air Mark 1. This is pretty old at this point, but it does shoot 4K. The image is all right. The battery life is abysmal. It's so small that I can't justify getting something else because this is the same size but shorter as my Nalgene. So because I can't find anything that does everything this does with this small of a package, I'm just kind of stuck with this for now. So not my favorite, but it's also pretty good for my needs. So Mavic Air Mark 1. Let's see. Oh, I bring this bag of bits and bobs because, well, it's got some extra batteries, some bongo ties, and power bank, flashlight, stuff like that. Just things I need. But I'm not bringing like a ton of lenses or a ton of camera bodies, long lenses, anything like that. I'm pretty much just bringing my camera and a little bag full of stuff. So that's basically it. All my camera stuff is, that's all I'm using really. So let's move on to outerwear. In the wintertime, you gotta wear something decent, but I don't like to over layer. I like to keep an extra layer in my bag or whatever. So if I'm bringing a backpack, I'm bringing the Osprey Talon 22. You know, I can use it as a day bag. I could probably take this camping if I really wanted to, but fits everything in there with my drone. It's got 2 water bottle holders. It's got these wonderful little holders for hiking poles, but I like to put my tripod in there if I need one. So there's that. For a jacket, I'm using the LL Bean 3-in-1. Forgive me, I've just got a pile of stuff next to me. So the LL Bean 3-in-1. This comes with a fleece zip-in layer, so you can either use this as just the shell, or you can use the fleece as its own thing, which I did yesterday, or you can put them together for more of a winter jacket vibe. And usually I don't need anything else besides that for my core, because I'm also using a LL Bean synthetic base layer. And that's kind of all you need for, if you're moving and grooving, your core is going to stay warm if you have on any sort of jacket. Like I was down to what, -10 degrees this winter with just that jacket. But I will say that my hands get so cold. It's absolutely insane. So good gloves are a must. And I don't have good gloves. So that's going to be the next thing. Let's go for a rain jacket, because I actually use this all the time. I actually hit my head on the friggin' other camera here. So I use the LL Bean Trail rain jacket. This is like my favorite jacket I own. Got this as a gift. Half of this stuff I got as gifts. So big shout out to Sarah's family. But this is a wonderful rain jacket. It has all these really awesome sealed zippers and everything else. So love that thing. For boots, I'm using these Timberland hiking boots, and these suck. I have had to waterproof these so many times. I've cut the insoles to make them fit my feet, because I'm just this type of guy that I don't want to just keep buying things to find the right thing. If I see some potential, I'm just going to modify the item until I get what I want out of it. And that's what these are. So these suck, but they're really nice for me now. And I'm not going to buy these again, but you know, we'll see how they last in the next year or so. One thing you need for winter hiking, you need these micro spikes. They fit right over your shoes, or your boots, and you feel like a superhero, like a Spidey man, because you can legitimately just hop on any sort of ice or mud or anything, and they grip really well. And yeah, this is my can't go without it type of thing. Another thing I really, really, really like, and I think everybody should have, is a buff. There's so many things you can do with a buff. You can cover your face with it. And one of my favorite things to do with a buff is actually make a hat out of it. So you can take it and then you just take like a half turn and you can pull it back down over your ears and make a little teeny kind of hat. So if you're really cold, you can use it for a couple other things like that. My normal hat is the Stormy Kromer, and it's an American-made product. It's just fits me really well. If you lose it, they'll send you another one that has these ear flaps, so you can pull these down and get your Elmer Fudd vibes on, because who doesn't want Elmer Fudd vibes? So Stormy Kromer, highly recommended. Love this. Another thing I can't live without is a knife, and this is the Swiss Army Alox. It's aluminum, and all it has is knife. It's got a can opener, bottle opener, and it's got an awl or a ream, and that's pretty much all I need, because shit, I'm just going out for the afternoon. So this is the ultimate. Big shout out to my friend David for hooking this up. But that's pretty much all I'm using. Definitely a Nalgene. Huge, huge, huge need for Nalgene. A little bit of paracord is always good to have. Oh, you need a dry bag. I really like this little dry bag. Just something big enough to throw your camera in if you end up getting into a monsoon. This is a Granite Gear. It's a 5-liter. Sarah gave it to me. So a lot of this stuff is hand-me-down. So anyway, that's all of my stuff. If you have any other questions on what I'm using or whatever, let me know. To the 2 people who asked me, can you do a gear video? Here you go. Thank you for watching. More flat freaking trails in the future. Blessings, infinite blessings. I've been Jack. See you later. Bye.